If you've ever wondered how to rise from rags to riches, then you can't miss this story. After 7 years of hard work and 7 failures, this man finally passed the bar exam and became a hot judge, but you wouldn't. This humble farmer would become South Korea's 16th president, and the movie topped the box office for 29 days straight. A staggering 590,000 Chinese viewers rated it 9.2, amazing, as he changed a nation's law. He even overturned a 33-year-old unjust ruling. His name is Old Song, who, despite humble beginnings, has amidst the political real estate frenzy, he quit his judge job after just 6 months to start his own law practice. He even did the real estate registration work that all the lawyers looked down upon. But if it made money, Old Song didn't care. He distributed business cards everywhere, even to the doormen at hotels, which caught the attention of a beautiful lady. The next day, the lady found him via his cards. See Old Song's office opened. With hardly any lawyers handling real estate registrations, he became a superhero in the market. Before long, he skyrocketed to fame and was making so much money, he might as well have used the sack to haul it home. At a lawyers' association meeting, everyone was gossiping about this lolly. Old Song, out of habit, quickly stuffed his business cards away as his colleagues mocked him for his high school diploma, saying he was passing out cards like a nightclub bouncer. Little did they know, sitting across from them was the uncultured dude they were trash-talking, until the great lawyer, Old Jin, walked by. Having asked if they had greeted each other, Old Song then slowly wiped his mouth and began to introduce himself, which instantly left the self-righteous and arrogant lawyers feeling incredibly embarrassed and ashamed. Business boomed, so Old Song had a friend hire an assistant. The assistant thought the job was beneath him, but when he heard the offer was double the pay, he jumped right in. Meanwhile, his wife was counting money so much, she was grumping up. See what a cash cow. How on earth should we spend all this money? Just then, a mouse squeaked from the roof, irritating Old Song but inspiring him. He decided to buy his very own apartment, leading to the scene we saw at the beginning of the video, where never give up became his motto. With that motto, he transformed his life. Now, his only regret is not thanking the restaurant owner properly. So, he took his family to the restaurant to repay the kindness, but the owner barely recognized him until her son nudged her. He pulled out an envelope, intending to settle all his previous bills at once, but unexpectedly, the owner hesitated to accept it, which softened Old Song's heart instantaneously. He hugged her as tightly as he would his mother, saying thank you repeatedly. See, truly a heartfelt moment. From then on, he went to that restaurant for lunch every day. Even if his assistant ended up sick from it, he insisted. Just a few days later, Old Song not only refurbished his office but even invited the old lady to share a meal. The owner kept thanking him, and in no time, he hired a beautiful secretary to serve coffee. See, his spotlight was blinding. Seeing this, lawyers who once despised him grew envious and mimicked him. Suddenly, supply outweighed demand, causing their income to tumble, but Old Song knew exactly when to step back. He pivoted to tax consulting and stayed ahead of the game, raking in even more cash, but soon, an unexpected event flipped his life upside down. That day, Old Song went to a class reunion as this wealth magnate confidently shared his success, and classmates praised him, but one journalist friend felt dire about the news of protesting students being arrested. He criticized the government for its darkness, but Old Song disagreed, harshly dismissing the students as entitled. He even said those students from Seoul University should focus on studying to earn big bucks instead of engaging in hitting a rock with an egg actions. He mocked his friend, asking, "Aren't you a journalist? Why weren't you fired? Your reports must be fabrications, right?" This made the journalist furious, and in anger, he lashed out at Old Song, calling him a sudden rich nobody devoid of conscience. Old Song's pride was deeply hurt, and in anger, he got into a brawl with his classmates, quickly turning the party into a battlefield. After the party, feeling down, Old Song told little you, "Your mom works hard for your education, so don't think about protesting." The process of changing society isn't something casual. Yet little you didn't see it that way, while Old Song was solely preoccupied with possessing cash. Money brings a better life and human dignity. He confidently slapped a huge amount of cash onto the table. Claiming it was to cover broken dishes, he provoked the owner, who nearly kicked him out the door. After that, Old Song dared not return to the restaurant, but his tax business continued to flourish. He hoped to have this teen senior, Old Jin, join him. Yet unexpectedly, Old Jin informed him, "The door is closed on you now, and cannot be reopened." Miserable Old Song returned to the restaurant, only to find it closed, and a neighbor told him the owner's son had gone missing. Heartbroken, he asked his assistant to investigate. Soon after, Old Jin came to him with a favor. Needed help with a case. Old Jin had bitten off more, losing his license temporarily. No one around him would help, and astute Old Song realized just how complicated the case was, feeling overwhelmed. Just wanting to earn more money, he turned it down, while his assistant finally got the lead on little Yu. But they were warned not to meddle, or they'd get into trouble. Then one day, Old Song bumped into the owner outside his office. He quickly asked about little Yu. The owner pulled out the court notice. Little Yu was in detention. In a state of extreme anxiety, she signaled for help from Old Song. However, at that moment he had an important client waiting for him to negotiate with, and thus couldn't agree to a request. Ignoring her pleas, he turned away, and soon every penny he earned seemed like a fleeting dream.